Hey everybody, I'm getting this question quite a bit these days. What's the difference between a CD and what's called a MYGA, fixed annuity, a multi-year guarantee annuity? So let's jump right in and kind of run through these differences. First off, the reality is a bank CD and a MYGA are virtually the same thing, right? Okay, one is a contract with a bank, one is a contract with an insurance company. Fixed interest rates, fixed period of time. Okay, so same. All right. The other side of this is what's the bank and the insurance companies doing with this? Well, the bank takes your money and invests it in short-term investments, consumer loans like credit cards, auto loans, things like that. Whereas the insurance companies are more into the corporate lending. They're doing the same thing, they're just doing it on a grander scale. Okay. So how about the safety of your money, which seems to be a lot of people's concern. They have a strange feeling that insurance companies are less safe than banks. And I got news for you. Historically, since the turn of the century, 1900 century, not 2000 century, 1900 century, because of the regulations and everything that we've had going on, the insurance companies have actually been the largest corporations in the world. So we actually look at it historically, and the insurance companies have been safer, believe it or not. But we look at reality, and I believe they're virtually the same in terms of safety. We've got the FDIC insurance on the bank side. We've got the state insurance departments that, for the most part, mirror FDIC insurance. And then both of these insurance companies and banks are heavily regulated and audited all the time. So there's really a how safe can safe get feeling about all this stuff. If we're really worried about the banks going out of business and the insurance companies going out of business, then I'd be a lot more worried about the value of the US dollar, because it would take some really catastrophic issues for these types of organizations to go out of business without the backup fixing it. Okay. So then there's the compound interest versus simple interest. For the most part, bank CDs are simple interest, just like for the most part, the multi-year guarantee annuities are compound interest. Okay. So look, if you're just going to stock away the money for 6 months and you're going to then use it, the CD is fine, simple interest is fine. There's no benefit of compound interest. But if you're just going to do a 1-year CD and then do another 1-year CD and then another 1-year CD and then another 1-year CD, here you are 5 years in, the compound interest makes an enormous difference over time. Okay. So if you're doing simple interest and you end up doing that simple interest for 3, 4, 5 on up years, you're missing out on a lot. Compound interest earns interest on top of interest. In the multi-year guarantee annuities, these are compounding daily, that interest. Okay, it's kind of like how credit cards get the money from you. They're charging interest compound daily. These guys are paying you interest compound daily. Right? So big advantage to the multi-year guarantee annuities on that part. Access, well, here's another huge advantage to the multi-year guarantee annuities. The banks were really smart. Okay, you go into your bank all the time. You know where to get a CD. Through history, nobody's known where to get a multi-year guarantee annuity, much less even know what they are. Okay, but here's the thing. Banks gave you no access to that money, forcing you into shorter terms and having to complicate things by laddering CDs, just so you had access to money as you went along. So they keep forcing you into these shorter term CDs. And historically, the banks have always paid less interest on shorter terms versus longer terms. And that's the way the whole investing world normally works. Maybe not as much right now, but regularly, shorter term investments pay less than longer term investments. Well, multi-year guarantee annuities eliminate that problem by giving you access to 10% of your money. This still forces you to manage your overall liquidity. It makes you have a plan and be conscious of where you have access to money and how much access you need. Okay, but 10% access annually is a heck of a lot better than no access, right? So then that gets us to the interest rates. And historically, the multi-year guarantee annuities have always paid better interest, more interest. And on top of that, it was compound. So even if it was the exact same interest rates, the multi-year guarantee annuities are going to be better because they pay compound interest and they give you access to 10%. But boy, these are the most popular safe investment out there right now by far. Okay, because look at these interest rates. You look at the bank CDs and the 6-month CDs, you can get anywhere from 3.5% to 4%. The 1-year CDs at about 4.5%. 18 months seem to be the sweet spot. I found a 4.75 out there. 2 years, 4.35, 5 years, 4.3. The banks don't want your money for a longer period of time. Okay, they'll pay more for the shorter term stuff. 1 year to 18 months seems to be their sweet spot. Okay, but notice it never gets over the 4s. It never hits 5s. Well, look at the multi-year guarantee annuities. 3 years, you're at 5.1. There's just not many companies that do the 4-year. The typical ones are the 3, 5, 7, and 10. That's where all the companies do the multi-year guarantee annuities. So for 2 years, you can get 4.5. 3 years, 5.1. 4 years, 5. 5 years seems to be the sweet spot. There's ranging anywhere from 5.8 to 5.3, depending on how much access to the money you need, whether there is one that actually pays simple interest in there. So if you're using the money, simple interest is fine. If you're leaving it in, you want compound interest. So lots of choices out there on these things. So it's important that we understand there's not really a huge fundamental difference between these, but there's a few things that make these multi-year guarantee annuities better than banks. Okay, 10% access is a huge advantage. It allows you to put it in there for 5 years. As long as you have a plan and know that you can access 10% of that money a year, and that should be enough for most people. You can put these in IRAs. You can take required minimum distributions. The multi-year guarantee annuities, every one of them will take IRA money. Not all the CDs will. Most of the banks don't want to deal with the administration of the IRA side. Whereas every one of these insurance companies is perfectly fine with IRA money. It becomes an IRA, and the investment inside is the multi-year guarantee annuity. You can also look at these rates and replace bonds with these. Okay, multi-year guarantee annuities come with no risk. Bonds come with risk, right? If interest rates keep going up, your bond values go down. These stay the same. They don't get affected by the interest rates going up or down. They're not affected by the stock market going up and down. You can sit back and earn 5.8 or 5.3, somewhere in there. You can earn over 5% with no risk and no fees. That's the other thing. The fee structure on both of these is the same because they both should have 0 fees. Okay, so it's important we strip away some of the stigma to that word annuity, because these things are literally just CDs from insurance companies. Hopefully that helped. Let us know if we have any questions on these. You can comment below or shoot me an email, give us a call. Always happy to help out on these. Someone with an insurance license has to write these, and most the people with insurance licenses don't want to because they don't pay them very much. And that tends to be a problem out there. I've seen plenty of people come to me saying, oh, look, I tried to find people to do this and nobody could do it. And then I saw you would do it. So it's interesting to me how much self-interest the advisors have out there when these investments are actually pretty great right now, and there's nothing wrong with them. So give us a call, shoot us an email if we can help out in any way. Subscribe, pass this along to friends, and keep an eye on my videos because I'm always updating the safe investing. Every month I tend to put out kind of an update to interest rates and what's going on out there. And next month I'll start uploading all the understanding annuity education that I put out there as well. So thanks for joining us. See you next week.